Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome to Jibber Jabber. I am your host, as always. If I can find myself, there I am, Skydaramas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. With me today, we have a surprisingly full house. Not completely full. First up on the list of people joining us today, we have someone who just kinda hasn't been here for a while. We've got Blank Page, the author of Human Nature and Their Very Own Sons.
Cheers.
Next up, we've got Hades, who's also here.
Hi.
We also have Paladin, one of my patrons, who's just gonna stare at you creepily from the back.
Hi.
Let's see here, who else do we got? We've also got the author of Change and the Patreon exclusive story, Soaring on Little Wings, as well as the co-author on many ADC-verse stories. Welcome, Tom117Z.
Tone's partner in crime.
Hi.
Yes, my partner in crime.
Yes, I am the true missing British twin.
I can make a very good comparison.
I suppose we now have an introductory story to go with.
God damn it.
Hey.
So,
Context.
apparently, like last night or a couple days ago, something, one of Paladin's friends was playing on the internet and wound up getting into a game with someone who sounded like Paladin, but British. So this was apparently just kind of amusing to Paladin. He ran this by Tom as like a thought, like, I think it's kind of amusing, and we talked about this for like 20 minutes last night, trying to figure out what would a British Paladin sound like. And in hindsight, it would actually sound kind of like Tom, yeah.
I feel an idiocy.
You say that just because I'm the only British person in this chat right now.
No, seriously, I mean it.
No, okay, I'm with Tom on this. I feel like their voices are such different pitches.
They're not that
A little
different. Tom's a little bit higher, but not by a fuck ton. I work with sound.
Don't pick on the minority in this Discord.
What minority? We're all dipshits.
Oh.
I feel an idiocy coming.
Anyways,
Paladin, shut up.
But anyway, so after all of, so you know, and then Paladin brought this interesting little anecdote to Tom's attention, and Tom made the weird comment of, "Imagine if you just have a long lost British twin," which led to the rest of us having an interesting theoretical discussion about what would it be like if we had long lost twins in other parts of the world with different accents. What would it be like if I had an Irish twin?
Dear mother of God,
same
God.
vocal cord setup, like identical genetically, just he grew up with an Irish accent and me an American accent. What would that be like? And what would happen if
I'm
we
just
met?
imagining
Horrifying.
all of your. I'm just imagining all of your videos staying on top of the morning to your laddie.
I'm not Jacksepticeye. I will never be Jacksepticeye. I'm not that awesome or green.
Are you talking about your theoretical British twin?
Yes, well, if I had a theoretical twin from another part of the world, I would want them to be Irish because I have Irish roots in my bloodline. Hence, you know, the last name McKee and the middle name Connor. Those are very
So
Irish
does that mean
names.
Connor's
you have an
Irish?
odd craving for potatoes and Lucky Charms?
I'll be.
I mean, I happen to like both of those things, so... I mean, I don't...
My God, he is Irish.
Although, to be fair, I don't like Lucky Charms very much, but I do like mashed potatoes.
Well,
We have-
I was going to take a moment to appreciate that golden line.
What line?
So I come from Irish, but I don't like Lucky Charms that much.
I mean,
Is he a leprechaun?
I mean, on occasion.
Oh,
let me
God.
put it to you this way. If it were just the marshmallows, I would love Lucky Charms, but because you've got all that other crap in there, not so much.
The
Just
cereal
admit,
part?
you have,
The
you
cereal
have a
part.
hidden pot of gold and a whole bunch of Guinness.
That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, outside of that amusing little anecdote, how's everyone's week been?
Oh,
Really
Yeah.
unusually hot.
Yes,
telling me.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's
I come
too
home,
freaking
I was
hot.
gonna find my computer tipped over, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
That's
really
unfortunate.
fucking hot over here too. I've had to wait until like after sunset to record on a couple days. It's been bothersome to say the least.
Indeed.
Extremely so.
Surprisingly, I don't mind the heat. I just hate the cold.
We are a
I'd
polar
take cold
opposites.
over heat.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It is
since,
easier
like,
to
you can-
warm up from the cold than cool down from the heat. If you're cold, put on a blanket. There you go. Problem solved. In the heat, you could get naked, but I mean that's illegal in a lot of parts of the world. So.
And that's just prone to
You've just got
sunburn.
your bare,
Well, you know,
your bare sweaty ass on a leather chair.
Oh,
Your mother of God.
Oh, I did not need that
My
imagery.
my bare sweaty back is already on a leather chair. This is gonna suck when we're done here.
God
I mean, it's
damn it.
That's
nighttime where I am now.
Spectacular imagery.
It's
I'm about
11
to
at
say-
night and it's still hot.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Although what's not going to suck when all of this is said and done with Jibber Jabber today is the memory of Blank Page's drunk rampage last night.
I was
God.
wondering when you were gonna break me in.
Oh God.
So
I
for
I'm not alone anymore.
so
So
for
I-
so
I'm
for
disappointed that I wasn't there.
So for context, last night when I was drawing a weird hybrid between a hydra, a snail, a dog, and a penguin, yes, that's
gotta
a real
rope that
thing.
in too.
Yeah, I gotta include mentioning that because I am actually oddly proud of that creation. Anyways, so after doing that insanity, there was then the matter of my brain just died. Okay, so we have a bunch of voice channels here in the Skajarma's Discord server. And at one point, I wound up hopping in there just to talk to people and see what was up after I'd gone through a few iterations of the Hysnogwin, which is the Hydra, Snail, Dog, Penguin thing I just mentioned. It's called the Hysnogwin. Look it up. You'll find it, I'm sure.
Oh God.
It's all the rage nowadays. kids.
It's on DeviantArt. You can find it, I'm sure, if you look hard enough. But anyways,
Why?
yeah, because I can, and I actually rather like it. Anyways, so as things stand, after
Maybe if we keep him on it, he'll just get away from my story, and then I don't have to worry
You're
about
not
it.
escaping this, Blank. If Tom can't escape this, neither can you.
I
anyways,
feel like I'm getting close.
no.
It's on the internet. It's there forever.
Yep. Anyways,
Yeah, you
so,
posted it.
Just like Tom.
Totally.
yeah, I posted a video of it like a few hours ago. I recorded it at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I scheduled it to go up at like 10:30 a.m. because more people would be online at that hour to see it. So that's when I did it. But
I appreciate it.
like I said, the whole world had to see that glory. But yes, for context, last night I wound up popping into a voice chat after drawing the Hysnogwin, and there were a bunch of people in there, and they were just kind of chattering back and forth. I joined them. And then all of a sudden, in comes Blank,
Okay, so
screaming, "Call me scum!" or something like that.
okay, so
On the record, though, Tone, he's been doing that before you even had a
yeah, I
thought.
was dropping in and out. A lot.
Yeah, but that was my first exposure to it. Apparently, this had been going on for hours.
Apparently, he becomes stereotypically American when he's drunk.
Oh
I
yeah,
am
oh yeah,
Extremely patriotic. Let me tell you.
oh yeah, stupidly stereotypical. I mean,
I was patriotic for the last couple of days until we lost the World Cup, and then I fucking hate my own country.
Yeah, I heard France kind of kicks everyone out there.
Yeah.
I don't
what,
watch
what are you talking about?
European.
World Cup.
Yeah, European
We got-
football.
Oh,
We got to the semi-final for the first time in 52 fucking years, and then after like a first half where we were kicking up these asses, all of a
You
sudden we
fucked
fell
it up.
flat on our faces, and our team could not kick a ball worth their shit, and got their asses
You
beat.
fucked it up.
I don't
And then
really.
they went.
I don't pay any attention to
Like-
sports whatsoever, so all of this is just kind of flying over my head. Back to Blank being.
Well,
drunk.
he's British, so it's kind of
Oh,
a
back
big
to-
thing.
Oh, basically, everyone in the country and their grandmothers has been chanting "It's coming home" in the streets and dancing through IKEAs and shit, saying celebrating football, and then we lost, and now everyone's depressed. It's nationwide.
Oof.
Sounds kind of like what happens in America every time the Super Bowl happens. One part of the country is really happy, everyone else is. Okay, it's weird. One part of the country is rioting with joy, everyone else is rioting with sorrow.
Yep.
Why
Or
are
anger.
you rioting after a sports occasion? Why you're breaking shit whether you win or lose? Seriously, people who win break shit. It's so confusing. Anyways,
Because
we-
it's fun.
When we won the semi-final, there was a video of a bunch of people celebrating by trashing an IKEA then attacking an ambulance. Why?
Yeah.
Who knows?
British people know how to party. Let me tell you.
fuck that noise.
Football hooligans.
But again, apparently Blank knows how to party too, because when he's drunk, he is amazing. Incredibly aggressive, tells everyone to fuck themselves in the most exaggeratedly hilarious voice I have ever heard. He randomly bursts into song,
Okay,
and he
so
calls everyone a commie.
okay, no, that was just
Blank,
that was
blank
just
me
starfish.
versus drunk me versus drunk blank. Death battle.
oh man,
Which one would
bringing
be
home the
more?
gold for the U.S. of A.
Which one would be more racist? Because apparently,
I vote Tom.
because drunk Tom is racist towards zebras. Apparently.
Hey,
Yep.
Only Hades. Only Hades.
Only Hades.
Oh, so the discrimination gets worse. Gotcha.
Yeah. He's only racist against me. Bug lover.
I just remember it was kind of hilarious. Like I was in that voice chat listening to Blank come in and come out and be insane for like 20 minutes before I decided, why aren't I recording this? The second I realized he was drunk, I should have booted up OBS. But no, it took me like 10 minutes to realize that I should try to acquire this footage.
So I have to ask because I didn't actually watch the video. I watched about 30 seconds and I started singing that song, and I just couldn't hear it anymore. So did you like record the part where I kind of passed the phone around to my friends?
I think I don't really.
I think we
remember.
heard one of your friends in the background saying something about going to take a smoke or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think I started recording after that. Yeah, it was after
Oh,
that.
in that exact moment, it sounded like someone in the Discord was questioning whether they were going to smoke weed or something.
Oh no, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
And apparently,
And
and then it's like I can't sit on the pew, and
Oh yeah.
I don't even really know what a pew is.
it's
Okay.
a chair that's in a. You know those big benches in churches?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pew.
that's a pew.
Oh, I
I'd
just.
say you wouldn't.
Oh, I
I'd say you wouldn't catch tone in a church.
Yeah, you would catch
I just call them benches.
Benches.
That's what they are.
Okay, fine. I wouldn't sit on
Yeah.
the bench.
Now you weren't catching me in one of those, and I was bloody baptized.
I have actually been in a church a couple times.
I have when I was growing up, but I was
Did you piss
forced
off the
to.
pastor?
Oh no, I actually tried to be polite, even though I made it abundantly clear I didn't believe in any of the crap they were selling.
Well, at least he tried to be polite, people.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm an atheist. I'm just here with my friend. Because I was there with a friend of mine. She was running an errand, required she go to her church, and I tagged along because we were best friends until shit went wrong. And I won't talk about that. Anyways.
Man down, medic.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I
I
had a
do
sudden
love
onrush of
that I'm
mucus.
I don't even have to try to avoid it. Like he just goes off on his own tangents. It's amazing.
I mean, what else really is there to talk about? The video's there for everyone to see. Everyone who watches this video, if you haven't watched the video of Blank being drunk yet, do it! Okay.
My ears.
Ow.
Well, I'd say you should just make a playlist now of all their drunken shenanigans, Tom and Blank, and if we get anybody else,
I mean, Fallen's apparently drunk relatively frequently, so maybe him.
maybe we can get Fallen at one point.
Although he seems pretty chill when he's drunk. Doesn't really
Oh, I
change
say
that
Blank's got to give us another one because he's got to catch up to Tom.
2 for 1.
I honest to God feel like I need to like explain myself because I feel like I do get like that pretty often.
Oh,
like-
yes, go ahead. Explain yourself. We're listening.
Okay, so
All right, Starlight.
Thank you for noticing that was the reference.
I probably wouldn't have known. Is that one of the new ones?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have known.
You're still before the...
Oh,
Pony of
yeah, whatever
Shadows.
season you guys are on now.
You're still up before the end of Season 7. Goddamn
Yeah.
slow
I'd
poke.
say
Hurry up!
he won't catch up.
He has to!
won't.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
Loti Scroglodyte. It's a
I'm gonna pretend I know what that means, and I'll take it as an insult. So screw you two.
yes, it was an insult.
Scroglodyte, a combination between a scrotum and a troglodyte. You're welcome for that mental image.
Okay, I
damn
don't know
it,
what
Tom.
that second word is. So
It's a
Screw
monster
you
from
anyways.
D&D.
It's just roll with it, Blank. Just tell us your story.
Yes. Defend yourself.
oh my goodness.
We're listening.
So
Gently.
I got sucked in to the conversation. I remember correctly. I was just I saw Geez, what was? I gotta scroll back now. Oh yes. So I knew I said it wouldn't be like this, but gather around, kiddies. Uncle Blank's got a story for you all.
Story time with
You're not
Blank.
that old.
Oh man, I feel like it sometimes. Me and some of my friends got back from another friend's air quote show, which was the most awkward thing I've been to. No offense to him, he did really well. It's just whenever it's you and another guy playing, and it's just you're and the other guy's friends in the living room of a house, and you call it the show, it's kind of awkward. So me and my friends decided, yeah, we're just gonna like liven up, make this kind of worthwhile since we're all here. And we go ahead, get everything we need, go back to his place, and we get in an argument for some forsaken reason about who the best talking horse is. And he had the balls to say it was Rarity. So I had to slap the truth into him. And if you actually look into the chat, because he's the DM of a D&D thing that we're doing right now, and he said, okay, I'll roll to prove that Rarity is the best, and he rolled a 2. And he said, okay, fine, Yellow Pink's all right, because that's who I said was best. And kept going on like that, and then Kami and Starfish told him to join us. So then it all went downhill from there, because then I just kept going in and out. Because my friend actually fixed the mic problem on my phone. Apparently, the reason I couldn't talk to anybody on the phone through Discord app is because I did not have my settings set for it to access my microphone. Go figure.
Nice.
I am technologically inept, and I own up to it.
Yeah, I remember having to tell you that there's this thing called the edit button on filmfiction.net.
Man, I remember you had to remind me where the blog button was, so I could announce to everyone I wasn't dead. And to be honest, I probably need to do it again, because I think I've been off the site for a month and a half right now.
On the drop down on the toolbar, how do you not see it?
I know it now, Tom.
Yeah, he's figured it out because I helped him.
Yes,
And
I
then-
appreciate it.
Yes, and of course, you asked me to be your pre-reader for some reason.
Man, let me tell you, I didn't know anybody, and I figured, hey, I might as well make some friends here. So this guy's already got 2 or 3 of my chapters on his YouTube. Hey, man, you want to do this?
I had no experience as a pre-reader at that point, and this is the only story I'm actively pre-reading or editing in any capacity.
And hey, I'm giving you a pretty easy job right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: this has
Well, I
been
won't
this,
be your
this,
word.
this has been my longest form of employment, but it's also been my easiest.
You're welcome.
I have
About to say
maybe
he's-
1 hour-long shift every couple months, and that's during a busy year.
Yep.
Yeah, he's too busy doing little consequences.
Oh no, I can find the time to edit his shit pretty much whenever. He just has to make it first.
Yep.
We
Sure do.
We still need to write Rarity doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yep, we do need to do that.
Do I
You know,
want
you
to know
could
what
just-
the thing is?
Skip that one.
No.
No.
It's a new Idiosyverse story starring EQG Rarity and not EQG Rarity trying to one-up each other in a donation war to Derpy, who's playing the ponies on her PC on Twitch.
I'm going to pretend I understood a single word you said right there.
Rarity for the
Funny stuff
human...
happened.
Okay, human Rarity and not human Rarity start donating to Derpy on Twitch TV, who is playing...
Human Derpy or not human Derpy?
Human Derpy.
Human.
That's why it's
Okay.
Twitch. And she's playing the ponies, otherwise known as The Sims, but with ponies.
And Rarity has Twitch because Twilight,
yep,
Princess
yep.
Twilight stole Sunset's laptop and made a Wi-Fi connection between universes.
Or borrowed it rather, and so she winds up getting into a donation war against her other self from the other world. They're constantly trying to one up each other with the size of their donations, and Derpy's just kind of confused because she's getting like thousands of dollars as these two people keep trying to one up each other. They're trying to be the more generous.
And on top of that, Tony Rarity doesn't realize she's using Sunset Shimmer's bank account.
Yep. There's also always like an
Also
editor when
understandable.
Sunset
She's
just comes through and is like, I'd like my laptop back now.
I swear.
Uh,
That laugh.
That's
What was that?
Oh lordy.
God damn it.
So, we do have more topics to go into here.
We
I'll
do?
squeeze my suffering over.
Yes, your suffering is over. We've been on the
Hey,
topic
that was
improv.
painless.
We've been on the improv topic for a while now because we completely shifted gears from talking about you being drunk to something else. But anyways,
I know. I honestly don't know that when you started talking about me being.
when I said you were hilarious when you were drunk almost 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but we did go on a lot of tangents.
yes. Anyway, so apparently Paladin has a story relating to his workplace. Go ahead and regale us
Yeah.
with that, why don't you?
Well, let's start off with how the story starts off. We've just finished our cell work, and they're preparing another cell so we can run another product. So of us who don't have anything to do, we go in the dry storage where we're not freezing our hind ends off in the.
You can say yeses, it's fine. I don't
All
monetize
right.
these. I don't have
Freezing
to
our
worry
asses
about getting
off.
blocked.
Say Tangi's not here, you can curse.
Tangi's not here, and I don't monetize. Cuss as much as
And
you
I
want,
don't-
motherfucker.
And I'm
freezing our
not gonna
asses off,
cut
so we
this
go to the
minute.
dry storage where it's actually warm. And I walk into there. Some of the guys are, just screwing around. Some of them are like on the manual jacks, riding them across the floor and whatnot. And eventually we got to an idea where we take 2 empty pallets, we put them on the side of, 2 sides of the room, one on one and one on the other. And we take these little plastic things that usually are on these large rolls of plastic, and we use them as a puck. Now, this is what everyone which is the 4 of us are participating in this. This is what we're wearing. We're wearing smocks, our helmets, and steel-toe boots. Everybody knows where this is going.
I don't, actually.
Anyway, the thing is, we'd kick the puck into the little slots on the pallets, and it ended up getting to the point where we got a little close, and one of the guys got kicked in the shin by the steel toad, specifically mine.
Ugh.
Yep. I've felt that
And-
before.
Yes.
Sounds like he had a real shindig.
Blank.
Blank, I'm gonna
Blanks.
Blank. I'm gonna ask to see you after work.
I'd say blank.
See me in my office.
Stupid,
I thought I was your
Tom.
employer.
No. Blank. Stupid puns or paladin stick.
Stupid puns can die. It's
Hey,
only, it's
bad
only
puns
it's,
are life.
no, it's only good puns, and good puns are ones that make even my mother give me a high five for how good they were, and are completely unintentional. Good example: when I'm constipated, I don't give a shit. That was a complete accident when I uttered those words for the first time, and everyone groaned, but my mother high-fived me. That's how you know that was a good pun. Carry on, Paladin.
Hey, wait,
The
that
thing
actually
is,
reminds
I didn't
me. Sorry,
realize
go ahead.
why he was on the ground. I was like, wait, why is he on the floor? And everybody's laughing. I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't realize I kicked him there because we're playing this game. None of the supervisors are watching us because they're over there preparing to sell, so no one got caught.
Just
but like I said,
jibber jabber.
so after a minute of agonizing on the ground, he gets up, and we continue on as if nothing happened.
That's it.
And the guy got kicked in the other shin.
Nope.
Is that the end of your story?
Yes, that is actually the end of my story.
Man,
After
that,
that, not too long after, we went to do other cell work. We
man, that's
finished up.
disappointing. I was hoping there would be more, but all right.
There's hope.
My story's
not enough violence for Tom.
Anyways, so there is actually something that Tom suggested I bring up, and you know what? What the hell? Might as well. So Blank, Hades, Tom, and I, in a completely separate, isolated, personalized server that's all our own, are
Oh no.
what?
Oh yes.
I know where this is going, and I didn't think he'd reveal it so quickly.
So sudden.
I was hoping it would take longer, but Paladins Story was weak.
I'm sorry, I don't really get that long of good stories. You know?
Clearly. Now then.
Throw out another one quick before he continues.
Anyway, so as things stand, no, shut up. We're already on the topic. It's too late.
Fuck.
So, what I'm referring to is something that, ironically, is named Twin Peaks. It's a pony RP type thing, one of those collaborative writing projects where you make a character and just roll with them primarily. It's more, at this point, it's almost more like a collaborative writing project that we're just kind of plunking at whenever we get a chance. And what makes it kind of funny to me in some ways is that the original concept was a small town that's being built up by a group of settlers nestled between two large mountains, and it's a horror story because we're going to start dealing with some kind of horrific elements at some point. Let's not bring it up here because at some point, if ever we manage to finish this feckin' thing, we're going to be putting it out there for the public to consume as a fan fiction. Oh my!
Blank.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it's
I'm
blank.
not,
Yeah,
but I'm trying.
It's Blank's turn to put a post next.
It has been for a week now.
yeah,
oh my
but
goodness.
The reason why it's so ironic and amusing, though, is that Twin Peaks was like a thriller pseudo horror TV show in real life, with a sort of similar premise of it being about really weird happenings in a small town with a mountain with two peaks. So.
Call it destiny.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Tom's gonna get hit for copyright.
Oh, totally.
Oh man, did you hear about what those one guys on the Pony website posted? Oh, we gotta sue them. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
Oh.
Ah, shit, hold up a second. My microphone seems to have decided to fuck itself. There we go.
Oh.
There we go, that's better. But yeah, so so far it's been kind of fun. We've got a small cast of characters, many of which are actually kind of unique. We've got, each of us has a character of our own, so that's 4 main characters, and there are also 4 secondary characters that we also each control. It's become this kind of interesting thing. Okay. I suppose
So
I
my
could
dog is officially a character right now, is what I'm hearing.
I'm trying to figure out,
Yes.
is this a story or is this a game?
It's a
Yes.
story that it started off as just a role play thing that,
I mean, it still kind of is. It's still following the same like forum
and then
roleplay
Tom here
structure.
decided to actually structure it as a story on
Yeah,
Google
each
Doc.
new post I add it to a doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And edit it for errors.
edit it for errors, and maybe at some point you'll reformat it so it flows a bit better as a written story instead of a bunch of different people trying to string together a thing.
Mhm.
Well,
Just-
so far the day 0 and day 1 so far are working quite fine, and if we continue how we are, it should be good.
Yeah.
Do stuff.
So I
Our
suppose,
individual parts.
yeah, the basically how it works out is the story is going to take place over the course of numerous days, and each day would essentially constitute a chapter on its own. So long fucking chapters with a lot of shit happening.
Day
How about-
0 is currently 6,888. 6,882 words, and day 1, which we're currently doing, is currently at 2,801 words.
Yeah, and we've only started day 1. There's a lot of shit they're probably going to do. I mean,
Mhm.
But to essentially just, I'm kind of debating whether or not I want to make like a highlights here on Jibber Jabber where we actually talk about what's actually happening in the story of Twin Peaks.
Maybe when we
Give
get
us
a
some
little
Wow.
further along.
Maybe when we get...
Highlight: Crowcaller got swallowed by a dog.
Ah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Maybe we should
Crowcaller
give
being
some.
Tone Shift's character.
Let's see. Maybe we should give some context for our actual main characters.
Sure, yeah. I guess we could read off each character we've made, and who knows, maybe further down the line we'll actually start doing like, and now for your weekly Twin Peaks update. No one's posted
Shit went
anything, so
down, people did.
it could be like, no one's posted anything, so nothing new. Back to you, Jim. Anyway. But
Who's
yes,
Jim?
I don't know. The character I'm controlling is named Crowcaller, a female 24-year-old Pegasus with a gray coat and a mane and tail of 2 different shades of yellow with a purple headband. Her cutie mark is a crow feather with a crow beak holding a berry plucked fresh from a bush. Kind of an ornate thing. And she's timid, shy, kind of an introvert, doesn't take crowds very well, and has a very weird fascination with scavenger birds, specifically crows and ravens. So she's not easy to open up socially, although if you give her fantastic bread, she'll love you for life, man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, apparently so.
So, and I actually
Toad's gonna marry
Crushing
Blank.
hard.
I do actually kind of
Oh my.
hush. I do
Oh my.
hush. I do actually kind of like. I do like her Cutie Mark story though, because apparently, like, she's always been good at finding things like scavenger birds, you know, crows, ravens, buzzards, and she likes shiny things. So she definitely has a lot in common with crows and ravens, and this became especially apparent because one day when she was young, she wound up getting lost in the forests around her hometown, and actually was helped by crows and ravens, helping her scavenge for food and find safe places to rest until she was found by a search party and taken home. Her ability to sort of communicate and cooperate with those birds got her cutie mark, so it sort of carries 2 meanings, with the crow feather sort of meaning her familiarity with birds of that variety, and the crow beak holding a berry helps with that, but also emphasizes her natural knack for harvesting resources. What the hell is that staticky sound I'm hearing? Paladin, that's coming from you.
I don't hear anything, Tom.
I do. It's coming from Paladin's side of things.
Yeah, sorry, it's raining on my side.
Ah. Anyways. So that's...
I'll mute.
Yeah. So that's my character. So might as well just go down the list here. Tom, why don't you talk about your character?
Oh, now we shall talk about the Rise, the Zoni.
Oh, I thought it was pronounced race. All right, Rise. Gotcha.
Rise, it's Rise.
Oh my gosh, I'm in the same boat.
I always thought it was like raised.
Brian, why are you so racist?
Oh.
Is your grandma gonna get? Was it your grandma or your mother that gives the high five? Because I want one.
Oh my god.
I think he's gone. He's
Tom's
actually
the one
left.
that's gonna get eaten first.
No, if anything, it's going to be either Moonlight or Procaller, because they're the ones going to the bloody caves. Anyway, I think I actually scared Brian away. He's left the desk.
I think so.
I'm back. I brought water. What? What, did you think I was kidding?
Oh my goodness.
Is it your grandmother or your mother you say gives the high five? Because I want one.
Now then, continue.
Hard ignore.
I regret nothing. It is recorded for all time. Anyway, my character is Rise. He's a Zoni, half unicorn, half zebra, has a horn. That's how everyone tells you.
I wonder where he got that from.
Basically, his mother is a unicorn from Canterlot, but she travels a lot. Like, pretty much, that's her Cutie Mark. That's what she does for a special talent as a living. She travels all over the planet. So, one of her journeys led her to Zebrica, where she encountered the same tribe that Zagora comes from, with all the rhyming and stuff, where she met a zebra stallion there. He came with her, they fell in love, they had a kid, sex happened, you know how it works.
Twilight got a spark in her eye, and she looked up from the page with a look of awe and wonder on her face. And then they fucked, she whispered with mesmerized, delusional joy. Sorry.
How long have you held that in your head?
I don't know, I just made it up. Continue.
But yeah, so obviously since his mother was a unicorn and his father was a zebra, he came out as a unicorn Zoni. And with his parents, he spent his entire childhood, teenage years, and first year or two of his adulthood traveling with his parents. Like, they got bits of whatever currency of land they happened to be in through trading whatever they happened to come across during their travels, where they travel from Zebrica to the Minotaur lands, to the Griffin lands, Dragon lands, everywhere. The only place that's Rise never really visited more than, except for one specific time, was Equestria, where at one point they went back to Canterlot, one housewarming, to see his mother's family, his grandparents, when he was really young. That was the only time he ever went to Equestria before the events of the roleplay we're currently doing. His Cutie Mark is a bit in a wagon. He got that obviously through trading. He's very good at barter and charismatic and all that, though not particularly like strong or anything like that. But he is very charismatic. He can talk his way out of a lot of situations. And then when Twin Peaks came about, he had long decided that instead of traveling around for his entire life, which he had been doing up to that point, he wanted to eventually settle down, while his parents wanted to continue traveling until the day they died. So when he heard about Twin Peaks, the new town that was being authorized for Princess Celestia, he jumped at the opportunity to jump ship and use his trading experience and all of his wares to help kickstart the town's economy. So he took his wagon, everything he had, said goodbye to his parents, and traveled to Twin Peaks, where he's very soon probably going to wish he didn't.
Because horror
Probably.
story.
I should have listened to Mama.
Did not listen to Mama.
The next character on the list would be Blank's character, Sprout.
Oh boy, I actually have to look this up.
It's the characters page.
Oh, I found it.
Procooler's husbando.
Yep, no kidding. So Sprout is a dirt horse. That's great.
Horse.
All the rain.
Tone, I'm sure, is offended by that.
Dirt horse, mud pony. Fucking hell, man. Jesus.
It's okay. It's my actual character. It's I'm not racist, I swear.
It's okay if
course
you're
not.
racist to yourself.
Yeah, there you go. That's just hatred or something.
Yeah.
So his family comes from a long line of pioneers, but like over the last few generations, his folks kind of like settled down in a town founded by one of his ancestors. So he decided to like take up the mantle and go back out again. Again, like Rice. I got it right this time. He's gonna learn that was probably not the best idea. He's very work-centered, I guess. Try it. I always kind of want to work with a character who is a little more, I don't want to say Southern or Hickish, but that's kind of what I thought of when I made this guy. So
He's
got that going
redneck.
for me. Yes, redneck, representing my state.
Yeah.
Oh, girlfriend, get pre-gat.
No,
Wow, man, that's pretty racist. I'm offended.
I'd say you're too northern for that, Tone.
I was just quoting
Is-
someone who did not understand English.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's got a simple butt tattoo of a sprout. Go figure. Which is a reminder to him of more of like his new philosophy in life. Even though times may be tough, so long as you stick to your roots, you'll always find the fruits of your labor. Because that was a really cheesy line I found on the internet.
Nice.
Thank you. And without further ado, last but not least,
Would be Hades' character, Moonlight Song,
Yes.
who I made the Cutie Mark for, and it was a pain in the ass, mind you, to get it to look right.
I'm sorry. I still am not good with Pony Creator and that.
Oh, I had to
Wait, I
draw
thought-
I had to draw it in GIMP.
I mean,
I thought you were the one who told us to not worry about those anyways. And like, because you wanted to do it.
He was just being modest.
he was being modest.
Oh yeah, I
Okay, fair
enjoy
enough.
making them, but that doesn't make them easy to do.
I say he enjoyed it. He just has to complain a little bit.
Oh,
It's-
gotcha.
It's because of the unusual shape of it is what made it tedious and hard for me. I had to
Mhm.
experiment a lot to get that to look good. Anyways, carry on.
Let's-
Describe your character.
let's-
to us.
About to say my character is next to Tom's is probably the most unusual you'd find in a new settlement. Moonlight is a Thestral or Bat Pony, whichever you want to use. I prefer Thestral.
Yep.
Just sounds better.
I bounce back and forth between the two. It seems appropriate.
Moonlight is basically has a grayish charcoal coat with a white and black mane. Her mane done in braids. She's very sensitive about that. And her Cutie Mark that Tom was complaining about is a mortar and pestle that you would use to make herbal medicine.
Yeah.
That's her special talent. She's a medic.
Yep. Herbalist.
She's an herbalist, yes. She will be the medic of the town and will probably have a lot to do once we get into the nitty-gritty of the stuff.
Into the spooky, scary side of things that send
Medic.
shivers down your spine.
Medic, is it? Moonlight is very shy. She grew up in Hollow Shades, as most Thestrals that we do, at least that we believe. Her mother died, and she just couldn't stay there anymore, and she decided to go off into other places. She went to Manhattan, Huffington, Canterlot, but none were really very welcoming, considering that Thestrals were still quite rare at this point. So she decided, and then she heard about Twin Peaks, and decided that maybe a whole new settlement would be a little more welcoming. And so far it has been.
Yep, Sprout gave her bread.
Indeed.
And Crowcollar got bread from him, too.
Just
Yep.
ignore the inevitable corpses.
Or the inevitable corpses. So, yeah, Moonlight is the shy little medic that's going to be helping them through all this dark stuff, and will hopefully make it through this.
Yep. So that's the main cast, but we've also got 3 secondary characters, and we might get more secondary characters as things proceed. And
Oh, does my dog not count anymore?
I mean,
She made a very good first impression.
she would
Yes.
she would count as a secondary character.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll go in these in
The
reverse
dog will be
order.
fine. In horror movies, the dog never dies.
Yep.
It's one of the rules of horror. The
Oh,
dog.
Yep.
oh, I love breaking rules all the time.
If you touch my dog,
Well,
my sweet little angel.
She'll slobber you all over again.
Anyways,
if you're gonna break the rules, then that means the virgin will die first rather than survive.
pretty sure most of us are virgins in this, so
Oh god.
No comments.
most of the
Right, going
characters
around.
are virgins. I'm pretty sure, but anyway.
I don't know.
And-
I'm not far into it.
It's not that big. At any rate, so as far as the secondary cast, it right now mostly consists of the 3 heads of the town's local committee. You know, it's like an assembly of 3 ponies who are keeping everything organized and everyone working hard to build things up until it can be self-sustaining. You know, it's like the provisional local government until an actual mayor setup can be established. So.
That'll never happen.
Yeah. So first up, we're gonna do this in reverse order because I'm greedy and I want to talk about my character first.
Of course.
Well,
I'd
he's
say-
not a Twin Peaks character per se.
I'm about to say this is from the Beans trilogy.
Yeah, he didn't.
Does that mean that
he didn't
that
ori-
Horizon and Drifter exist in this universe somewhere?
Yes.
No,
I'm going to veto whatever he says. Yes.
no.
Like Little Lapis exists.
I
as
mean,
well.
I
been
I
confirmed.
love the concept of that town, but I'm honestly not going to have them share a universe because if I do, then we're gonna have to get the fiends involved, and I don't want to.
yeah,
do that.
that's not.
Oh, we would. It's just an alternate universe.
I mean,
where that shit didn't happen.
To be
Yeah.
honest,
Or-
Moonlight. To be honest, Moonlight shares a deal in my fic, so that would it's a completely alternate universe.
At any rate, so yeah, so my committee member is named Lumberjack. Go figure. He is an earth pony with a rich brown coat and a blonde mane and tail and a scruffy beard around his face. And acidic green eyes. His cutie mark is an axe over a lit brick fireplace.
Because why not?
Which is meant to, the axe represents, that he's good at cutting down trees and making use of tools, but the fireplace and the brick side of it is more meant to represent his oftentimes very extensive efforts to try and make others feel welcome and at home wherever he sets up shop. Like, his family has a history of making some of the best soup in Equestria at their inns, and their inns are also very well known as being some of the best around for travelers. So that's something that he definitely takes to heart and is hoping to open one up in Twin Peaks once things have calmed down a little bit. His hometown Little Lapis is near the Crystal Empire, and yeah, he's kind of He's a very not energetic, but he's exceptionally friendly, bombastic, kind of cheerful.
Eccentric.
Likes to
Eccentric.
bow.
You still hearing static?
No.
The storm's dying down, so.
Cool. But yeah. Yeah. Lumberjack is a lot of the idea I kind of had when I made him as a character was I wanted him to be a character who felt kind of like the grandpa who lives out of town, who when he hugs you, you just feel really, really safe, even though his beard is scratching you.
And he's
I'm
most
sure
likely
he
trying to
won't
break
be the
you.
first to die.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind for him when I made him as, a character who's very friendly, very outgoing, maybe a little clumsy, but also very strong and dependable and reliable and with a good heart.
It's a trope in horror that the one that keeps the group together, like the moral compass and the source of strength, is always the first to get their head ripped off.
Yep.
Well, let's not follow any of the rules and just see who dies based on where it makes the most sense. Eh?
Yeah, like it is
And-
roleplay, so
Yeah, and remember, we're not allowed to kill any of the other characters without running it by the rest of the group first, unless it's our
Yeah.
own. If it's our own characters we're killing, feel free, go right the fuck ahead.
like unless one of us
This
decides,
is
oh,
it. Sprout accidentally trips and breaks his neck. I'm sorry,
this
guys.
my character walks into the very dangerous cave
Crow
with
would
no
be
way
so
out.
heartbroken.
Oh, it's no more bread.
No more bread. Screw the pony. No more bread. Oh, terror.
But yes, going up one, next character would be Tom's Storm Chaser.
Yeah, Storm Chaser is a Pegasus, as you might
figure.
surmise by the name.
Yep.
It's a very typical pony naming convention that I totally didn't take from Project Horizons. A cough.
Of course you didn't.
But yeah, she's a pony who led the weather team back in the city of Vancouver. She did that for several years, but eventually grew tired of the big city and wanted a fresh start, and left the team in the capable hands of one of her colleagues, and then went off to Twin Peaks as like one of the big people that helped broach the subject to Princess Celestia, and is on the committee alongside Lumberjack and Skystar, who Hades will get to in just a moment. Her job right now, while Lumberjack is just being jolly and helping farmland and construction and stuff, is collecting Pegasi and other such winged creatures, which would just be a single Thestral other than Pegasi currently, and sending them out in the surrounding area, because we're in the undiscovered west. It's undiscovered, or at least needs to be rediscovered. To search for
Technically part of Equestria?
Well, Equestria's branching out in that direction.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of like a frontier. That's the whole point of Twin Peaks. But to explore the area, like find natural resources in caves, so minerals, even things like forests and trees, anything they can use to either help build the town or they can start a production with to sell off to other parts of Equestria, like businesses and such, to get income for the town, like to get a main export sorted out.
So that trade can start up.
Yeah, so they don't have to rely on whatever the hell Rise has to have on his wagon.
Mhm.
That's probably going to be Batman's utility belt in the story.
Yep.
But yeah, as well as that, she's also going to be keeping a close eye on all Psy and Single Thestral as they're fluttering about for them however long, searching for resources and mapping out the local area to find out who's best at Pegasus magic, like controlling the weather and whatnot. Who's best at flying, and the best combination of the two to figure out who she wants in her weather team, which is not something those who she elects has to do. Like, she'll make a list of who is best from top to bottom, and then she'll go to them and see if they want to join up, which if they do, the intention is that once the economy of the town is fully up and running, that would be their paying job within the town. And which she will then lead the weather team. Until then, though, she
doesn't have to worry about that.
yeah. Until then, she leads the expeditions and is just making sure the kids don't hurt themselves.
Mhm.
Yep. And last member of the committee is Skystar, Hades' character.
Yes, Skystar is basically in charge of finances for Twin Peaks. She does all the paperwork, she does all the calculations and accounting and all that. She originally is from originally born in Manhattan. She went to school there, did college in accounting, go figure, and decided, you know what? Let's go off somewhere and actually have some fun for a change. Let's go to Twin Peaks. Oh, I get stuck here with a Pegasus and an Earth Pony trying to get this town up and running.
Yeah, and then your character is the one that Rise will be talking to the most about the whole trade thing.
Yep. Gonna be talking with Rise all about the stuff in his wagon. How much stuff does he have in his wagon?
Yes.
As I said, Batman's utility belt.
God.
Just all the
Whatever the plot requires.
Does it have shark repellent?
Probably, because he's been all over the place. He's been out to like the cross seas and has seen parrot pirates and whatnot.
Parrot pirates. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Parrot pirates. God damn it. So yeah, that's Twin Peaks, and
So, yeah.
There's my dog.
Yeah.
And then
Greatest bundle of joy to ever walk the earth. A border
Yes.
collie that loves everyone, and
especially
honestly,
Crow Color.
especially
And-
Crow Collar.
Slobber
Traumatized
all
Crow
over her.
Collar.
I've never attempted to write from a dog's perspective before, but it's really fun, and I really want to do it more.
It's woof woof, fuss fuss, shriek
I
shriek, kiss on your floor.
I laughed so much I just had to put in Moonlight just giggling from watching Crow being slobbered.
Rise just came back after just sawing through, or dragging his wagon over to the campsite and just sees Crowcaller covered in slobber for apparently no reason. What
Wait,
happened to you?
I am so sticky.
And then Moonlight just gives her a towel.
I slay that audio out of context.
Why am I sticky? Blank's dog.
Blank's dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What you do in your spare time is
I know.
Oh
you
my
do.
god.
Time for me to go add that to my list of Decks Against Society cards.
Gosh. Damn it.
Yeah, Crowcaller's in the same club Fluttershy.
Anyway.
Oh.
God.
So yes, if ever we manage to actually finish the story of Twin Peaks, we'll probably actually put it up on filmfiction.net as an actual story, although who would post it, I don't fucking know.
Well, it was your idea, so I'd say you.
Yeah, I suggested that.
Sure, right. It has to be finished. It has to be finished though. But yeah, who knows if we can actually start updating it a bit more frequently? Maybe we can actually start bringing it up
Blank.
during Jibber
Blank.
Why do I feel so attacked
Blank.
right now?
Blank. When's human nature? Blank. When's their very own sons? Blank. When's Twin Peaks? Blank. Blank.
That honestly is like the new way to greet me nowadays. Hey, when are you gonna update? Insert word here.
At blank
Insert
page.
word
At blank page.
Insert-
At blank page.
Insert story name here. Your follow-up greeting. Fuck you.
That tends to
I
be.
mean, it's like A to B.
It's like, hello, hi. Except here it's like, when are you updating? Fuck you.
Oh my god, Tom.
What happened? What
Tom
happened?
ping blank on the Twin Peaks thing. God
Just
damn it, Tom.
physical example, so we all are on the same page.
Okay, let's try to keep the outside of voice chat interactions to a minimum while we're actually still on Jibber Jabber because we've got 6 minutes left before this is done.
It
Oh
was
no,
Fair enough.
the audience will find this hilarious, I'm sure.
Without context, their enjoyment will be minimal.
It's just us being weird and funny. Isn't that the whole point of this?
I suppose, but if they don't know what we're being funny about or can't see it, then the humor will be lost on them. They
I
can't.
mean, Hayes, would you like to
I mean, because they
say
cannot.
my
See,
reply?
I mean, they cannot see the fact that Tom said at blank page in the Twin Peaks out of character discussion room, nor can they see
And
the
then
fact that blank page immediately followed up by saying "fuck you" in broken English.
well, that's where your editing skills of a simple screenshot come in.
I don't edit these. Remember,
Oh yeah.
I'd say that's Tom's job.
I post
I get
them
it.
as they are. That's how I'm able to get them up so fast.
All it would literally be is just Snipping tool, take it. Stick it in the video at the right place.
But then I'd have to re-render the video, and that would take an hour.
Blah.
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 Blah? Blah?
I love
Blah?
how that's still a
Blah?
thing,
Blah?
even though soaring is over.
It's not over for me. I'm doing the reading of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still the reading.
And once I finish that reading, the whole sucker is going to go up on YouTube.
And the blah will never die.
It's going to be like a month
blah.
it's like going to be a month and a half of daily posts.
Yep.
The blah is going to become a genetic thing in that family. Passed down.
It already is. I mean, hell,
And it's
even
gone to the
Raymond
niche as well.
even Raymond Ash's kid is going blah.
Yep.
Which
Little
is...
Wing still has a personal victory.
Hashtag spoilers.
What was the total blah count again at the end of Soaring on Little Wings?
I'll check for you right now. Intuition music.
Because I am actually contemplating including that at the end screen. like after the words the end have come up, just have like a stat show up that just reads total blah count, and then the number just fades in.
32.
32 blahs.
32 blahs.
10 more and it would have been the meaning of life.
Sounds like you got some editing you gotta do.
Just throw in a few more blahs.
I'm sure there are places
Why
you can
not?
do that.
Oh god.
I still kind of wish that somewhere in that story you had used blah as a means of Little Wing trying to be like flirty with Misty Gust. Like,
What would that sound like, Tony?
Honestly, she probably did off screen, and it probably only worked because Misty wasn't used so much.
Oh, Tone, I'm curious what that sounds like.
I know, just say
And
blah in a seductive voice.
No, you're the voice actor.
I'm good.
Give us an example.
Seduce us.
Come on.
I had to think of a scenario first.
No, don't just gotta say it.
You just
It's
say it.
It's the date night after the date night where they did the thing.
It's like, oh, how about this? When I'm through with you, all you'll be able to say is blah.
Golly. Okay.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Get out the strap-ons.
Oh god.
On that note, I think we're about done.
No, we've
Just
got
about.
we've got 2 minutes left. 3 actually.
2 minutes too long.
Oh god.
Get me out of here.
I am so disappointed that you never found a way to make blah be used in a teasing or seductive way with those two. It would have been perfect if you had found a way.
Well, if it's your headcanon that it happened off screen, it happened off screen. It was just.
I mean, Misty's immediate response would be, well, that's all you can say anyway. Little Wing would pout. Oh, blah to you too.
I just love how that's just become a thing because it was literally just in one chapter. That's my go-to baby babble, and then everyone seemed to love her saying blah, so then she said it throughout her entire freaking life.
I'm just gonna wait
To the
for
point that even
Flurry
Penumbra
Heart-
was confused by it.
No, I'm gonna wait until Flurry Heart says her first word, and it's going to be blah.
You know, if
They
ever,
stole Tom's shit.
you know, if ever I get to Flurry Heart in the Little Flashes series, and she ever utters a word in that series, it might just be blah.
Just copyright Tom 117Z.
A little filly in another universe smiled at that very moment.
It's like, huh? Suddenly I feel really happy. Blah.
I
Blah-
feel like
blah
my
to you too,
catchphrase
little
is
filly.
transcending
Blah to
universal
you
barriers.
I mean, hey, if blah has transcended physical, reality barriers, and so has that picture of Twilight Sparkle looking up with a shimmer in her eye, saying, "And then they fucked with awe and wonder and tranquil joy."
Yep.
God.
Which she first said when Windy and Misty Gust did the.
And on that bombshell.
Oh, we've got
Hey,
30
guess what time it
seconds
is.
left. We've got 30 seconds left. You shut your hole.
Yeah, that's enough time to do the outro.
Oh, I suppose. Bunch of killjoys.
Oh no.
Bunch of cute. Oh,
Oh,
that's Twilight.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Oh,
Wait,
Tone,
just-
Tone.
just-
Excuse me, Tom. I'm trying to do the outro.
One last
Wow.
thing. Are you
Join
still
us next
doing
time.
voice lines for the ponies?
Yes,
Could you sneak Bow in there somewhere?
I'll see what I can do. With
Yes!
and with that said, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of Jibber Jabber. As always, I have been your host, Skajarmas. We'll see you next time. Keep listening, people. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Blah.